Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, is going to be me reviewing slash just overall chatting about The Haunting Life of Huntliegh Parrish by Stephanie Ann. And this video I have been meaning to film for about a month now since I originally read the book, which was middle of July, and I just haven't had the time. But now here we finally are. I am going to explain to you the brief premise of the book and my first thoughts spoiler free, and then I will let you know once we hit spoiler territory and then talk a little bit spoilers. I'm not going to go through like every single detail of the book or anything like that because we would be here for way too long and then you'd have no reason to read the book if you haven't. So essentially the brief premise of the book is we have Huntliegh Parrish, who is 17 and lives with her aunt, and she is kind of like a psychic. This is kind of hard to explain. She essentially she knows about about ghosts. There are ghosts in this world. We're in like modern day, but there's ghosts. Think kind of the TV show like Supernatural, that kind of like vibe of ghosts. And essentially Huntliegh has to move towns to this small town called Fort Caldwell. Is that what it's called? Brain farting. Where essentially she has to move there to defeat this ghost named Josiah Moncrat, who killed her parents 4 years prior. Is it 3 or 4 years prior? I can't remember. Or is it 5? Sometime prior. And that is essentially the basic premise, I guess. I really enjoyed the small town vibe and overall the ghosts, and just overall the way it gave me the exact feelings that the TV show Supernatural did. Like, if you like that TV show, read this book. It is essentially, it's essentially that, but with a badass female protagonist, but that's essentially what it is. Huntliegh is determined for what she wants to do and doesn't really let anything get in her way. There's a few instances where she feels like she might want to give up because of things that happened and all of that. But I really enjoyed Huntliegh as a main character. I really enjoyed all of the side characters. Again, I really like the small town setting because as somebody from a small town, that's pretty much the only setting I know is a semi-small-ish town. I love the writing of this. I love Stephanie Ann's writing. Like, definitely a new favorite author, and all of that. I'm trying to think of what else I can say without spoilers, because everything I want to say is spoilers. I don't really know what else to say. This now might be a little bit spoilers. So essentially when Huntliegh moves to Fort Caldwell, she ends up, her and her aunt Josephine and two of their kind of family friends, Darren and Tate, they all kind of have to try to figure out what's the best way to defeat Josiah Moncrat, and in doing so, Huntliegh and, can't remember who was with her, end up meeting this old man who is trying to help them as well. And I really do like that old man. I cannot remember the name for the life of me. Oh my gosh. I really should have freshened up on this. But I did like that aspect of like somebody who doesn't really know much about the world of ghosts helping them and all of that. I'm really struggling on what to say. Oh my gosh. Everything I want to say is like just all over the place. Huntliegh ends up meeting this boy named Weston who lives next door, and there is kind of a small romance in there, which I didn't expect really when I first read this. I probably should mention, I beta read the first 15 chapters, so I technically have read the first 15 chapters twice, and then the last few chapters, I can't remember how many chapters the book is. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going insane. I probably should have mentioned that, like, oops. But gosh, this is really struggling. I'm really struggling with this. I'm struggling with my words today, apparently. But I like that little relationship with Weston, and the way that it ends, not the way that it ends, but like the way by the end of the book, I do like what happened. I like the friend group, how I started off thinking that the friend group was going to just be like kind of throw off, but the way that they tied into the end and all of that, which I'll get to the end in a few minutes here, I actually I'll get into the end right now because I have really big thoughts on the end. So essentially it's Halloween, and this is the day that we are going to defeat Josiah Moncrat, and it is Huntliegh, her aunt, and then Tate and Darren who go to this like Moncrat mansion, Moncrat estate. I think it's the Moncrat estate is what it's technically called, and her friends end up following them because her friends have this idea of, hey, let's stay the night there and see if we survive, because nobody has really survived the night in the manor. So Huntliegh Weston, and then the two friends, I cannot remember the name. I suck at remembering names with characters in books. That is one thing that I'm bad with. Essentially, they get stuck in the manor and have to try to find their way out, but they can't get through the front door or any of the doors. And that I really liked because it's this haunted house vibe, and it was just around each corner there was something new, something different. And then I ultimately love how the villain isn't actually who you think it is, and that was a big like, holy crap, I'm sorry, what? And I really like that. I'm not gonna say who the villain is, but I definitely wasn't expecting it, and I got a message. But the villain, I definitely wasn't expecting it to be who it was, like, because it was like, it's supposed to be this person, it's actually this person, and then that takes everything that we know so far and kind of is like, oh crap, we don't really know anything, I guess. And I did really like that. Just a few fun moments off the top of my head that I really liked is there was a like corn maze scene that I really liked, because I've been to a corn maze a few times, and those have been really fun, and I just liked that for some reason. Like, it was just really cute. And as somebody who loves autumn, this entire book was pretty much set in autumn. So like, there's all of that. I'm really trying to think of what else to say. Like, I've talked about the writing, I've talked about how I like Huntliegh as a character, I've talked a little bit about the side characters, a little bit about the plot, a little bit about the villain. What else is there? I feel like there's huge things I'm missing. The way that there was this attack, like this creature that attacked Huntliegh, and she kept on almost like hating on herself knowing that she caused it. That was really like really good, because it almost shows how she kind of almost felt like she could do anything before that, but then afterwards she kind of realizes like, I need this help that I can get. I'm not as good as I thought I was, and it kind of almost like chucks her down a level in her confidence that she has to gain back, which she does end up gaining back when they're in the Moncrat estate, like with her friends and all of that. Like when that group is there, she kind of gains that back. And this is a book that I do not currently have a physical copy of, but I am dying to get my hands on one. I just kind of need the money to do so, so hopefully soon here, because I'd love to add it to my bookshelves. I know exactly where I'd put it on my bookshelf, right next to Stephanie's first book, which is right here. And so I want to get that really badly, hopefully soon again. I'm trying to think of what else. If it looks like the camera quality changed, it's because my camera died and now I'm filming on my phone, but it's weird being able to see myself. But there's not really anything else that I feel like I want to talk about, because I feel like I've discussed it all, as well as I feel like I would just be rambling on about everything to do with this book. But I'm literally just trying to think off the top of my head. I guess a random scene that I really enjoyed and all of that is when Huntliegh and Weston had their first kiss. I really liked that. Like, it was just had me just kind of like, oh, I love this, because a trope that I do really like is like the classic like boy next door trope, and that's what Weston is to Huntliegh. Weston lives next door, so that's like a trope that I really like. So that's a random thing. I guess I'm gonna leave this video here. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what books are kind of similar to this, because I definitely like to know, because this is kind of a book type that I haven't really read that many of, like just YA paranormal ghost hunting stories. Like, please let me know, because I'd love to check them out. especially if they are indie authors, because I am trying my hardest to start to support indie authors like Stephanie. Stephanie is an indie author. So please, 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 please go check out this book and her other book, The Lost Prince of Quadaira, which is a YA fantasy that I really enjoyed when I read last year, and I'm dying to do a reread. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and bye!